Welcome to this meditation moment with the Living Practice. My name is Tyne, and I'm a licensed mental health counselor. Today we will practice a meditation focused on expectations, demands, and judgments. The high standards we hold ourselves to and how those sometimes don't go as planned. The paralysis that we may experience when we demand perfection. That desire to be perfect in how we carry ourselves, the work that we create, the way that we look, the relationships that we share, and the decisions that we make. And the internal narrative that we create as a result of this expectation. The judgments that we form about our abilities and our success. So we're going to focus on these thoughts today. Identify where they might be showing up in our lives, where we're creating restrictions on our mindsets, our potential, and our well-being. And we're going to let our minds become curious about shifting that mindset to one of compassion, permission, and acceptance. Allow yourself to move into a comfortable position, lying down or seated, making sure that you're able to stay in this space for the next little while. Let's begin. Choosing either to close your eyes or lower and soften your gaze. Let's start by bringing attention to the breath. The act of breathing, the inhale and exhale. Notice when the inhale starts, the pause, and the transition to the exhale. Pay attention to the movement of the breath. Maybe it's in your shoulders or your chest or your tummy. The rhythm of the breath. There's no need to change it in any way. Your breath is perfect today just as it is. Simply allow yourself to be curious about how the breath is flowing today. Take a moment to observe your state of being. Can you name the emotions that you're currently sitting with? What about the ones that have been present the last few days? Perhaps observe your state of mind. How have the recent demands been on your daily life? How is your work-life balance, your stress management, your self-care? How is your frustration tolerance? How are your relationships and what you're able to bring to them at this point in time? And how are you doing in response to all of this? The busyness of each day. The tasks that need to be accomplished, the ongoing list of responsibility, Are you managing? Are you okay? Or are your efforts not enough? How do you weigh up your effort? Is it according to outcomes or success? Is it based on driving oneself to exhaustion? Is it filling every minute of the day with expectation and demand? Have you ever considered that you may be doing too much? Asking too much of yourself? Setting unattainable goals and then berating yourself when they're unmet and unmanageable? What sort of standard are you holding yourself to? Are you expecting so much of yourself that you disconnect from the present moment? That you become anxious and overwhelmed as you attempt to control all that's around you? Do you ever feel paralyzed with the expectation of perfection? So much so that you don't start or procrastinate getting things done because you don't know how, or you don't have the time to give you all, or you're so worn out that you know it's not going to be a representation of your potential. Maybe you don't know the parameters of what needs to be done. Maybe this task or expectation is new and seems daunting. Maybe that to-do list is so long that it's hard to know where to start, so you don't start at all. This desire to attain perfection becomes an overwhelming expectation. An expectation that is easier to shy away from, to push aside, to allow it to hang over and haunt us. Does your need to get it right prevent you from even trying in the first place? How are those expectations serving you? Expectation is judgment, and judgment creates threat. And the brain responds to threat the same way, whether it's your internal self-talk or a lion coming after you. A brain in a threatened state is unproductive, irrational, anxious, and harsh. A brain in a threatened state is not conducive to meeting high standards and expectations. Are you demanding so much of yourself that you're placing a line in your own path, and in turn driving your brain to a state where it cannot manage that expectation? Are you choosing to move through life with this autopilot critical response? And if so, will your actions ever be enough? Is your sanity and self-esteem worth the robot-like standard of perfection that you're driving yourself toward? Does this expectation account for the fact that you are human? That there are only 24 hours in a day? That you can only do so much? So how do we instead create a feeling of permission and acceptance? To treat ourselves with kindness and compassion. To eliminate those judgments and instead welcome and celebrate our unique, perfect humanness. Often we tend to hold on to bad habits, finding comfort in their familiarity and false sense of security. What habits are preventing you from adopting a mindset of permission and acceptance? Where does this harsh self-judgment come up most often? And how can that narrative be shifted to one of self-compassion? I will try, even if I don't get it right the first time. I'm only capable of so much right now. I know that I'm worn out. Expecting more is not possible. This is a reminder that I need to prioritize my wellness. I can't manage more, even though I want to. I need help. This is not a reflection on my abilities or potential. I am only human. I didn't get that right, but I know now and won't make the same mistakes next time. I want the best for myself, but sometimes I end up missing all that's going on right in front of me. How do I balance the present moment and my future goals? I am enough. I am enough. My accomplishments are not a reflection of the kind of person that I am. I can still be driven and successful without needing to do it all. Being kind and loving is really the only way I want to reflect my personality. Is this worth my mental health, my physical well-being? Am I prioritizing perfection over practicality? Are these goals and expectations realistic? Is this a manageable timeline? Are these outcomes attainable? Could someone else manage all of this? So why do I expect it from myself? Am I allowing myself that time to recuperate, to recover, to rest? Have I made rest a reward rather than a necessity? Am I setting myself up for success with these demands? Or am I simply ensuring my own failure and frustration by expecting the unattainable? How do I navigate these responsibilities and goals in a more sustainable way? I deserve balance. I deserve kindness and compassion. I deserve to give myself permission to pause. Permission to be human. Permission to do my best and to accept that and only that from myself. I cannot do more than my best. I cannot give more time than I have available. I cannot dedicate energy when I have depleted my internal resources. I deserve to accept my best as just that. To celebrate all that I am able to accomplish. To remind myself of limitations that are impossible to change. To respect my boundaries. To release myself from expectations and judgments. And to play, to have fun, to laugh, relax, rest, to connect, to celebrate, to reflect, to honor my own needs. That internal critic bullies no one else but me. Placing those imaginary lions in my path, using judgments and expectations and demands, simply backfires on my own abilities and potential. So I give myself permission to speak to myself with kindness, to celebrate my success, to respect my boundaries, to challenge my potential in a sustainable manner, to acknowledge my humanness, to love myself just as I am without making myself feel less than, because I am worthy. I am enough. I do enough. I am worthy. And I deserve to hold on to this narrative of permission. Take a deep breath in. And when you're ready, slowly lifting your gaze or blinking the eyes open. Another deep breath in as you allow the exhale to be a sigh out of the mouth. Letting go, releasing, and approaching this way forward with a mindset of love and compassion. May you move through the rest of your day, holding on to this feeling of permission, acceptance, and self-love. Wishing you love and light.